But it's interesting that the ancient Egyptians, who were master anatomists, uh, that would probably be an understatement. Um, they, in their study of the human body, mummified, mummifying uh, what Orthodox Egyptology tells us is, you know, bodies for burial in tombs and things like that. That's uh, Egypt, Egyptology interpretations. But anyway, they manipulated the human body, and I'll just say cadaver, you know, in the primary sense, predominantly cadavers, uh, in funerary processes. They manipulated the body in ways that probably nobody, even modern day scientists, modern day, uh, whatever you call the people that prepare bodies for burial, um, the ancient Egyptians didn't just place the body down and look at it straight up and fix it and put it away. No, they turned a human cadaver. They manipulated it. They looked at it from all different angles, from all different directions, and they recorded the information. And when I say information, most people say, okay, they just recorded that this is a body organ, this is a body, this is called this is called that, this is where the lungs are, this is where the heart is. But really, they went beyond that. They were looking at the human body for other. They were looking at the human body for other more relevant reasons, which really has a relationship to the language that they frame, the structure of the rebus system, the pictographic hieroglyphic language that they produced, which was highly phonetically charged. I say that. Remember this when I show you the things I'm going to show you. Highly phonetically charged. Uh, the sounds that's produced in hieroglyphs, the awareness of how language and alphabetical characters and images, geometries, can naturally transliterate sounds into qualitative meaning or symbols using characters and alphabets and pictures. Uh, they were looking at the body for more predisposed reasons, very phenomenal reasons, very profound reasons that uh, the superficial approach that's taken today with an examination of the human form, uh, the Egyptians eclipsed that in intent and in study and recording what they discovered. But remember this, one of the main things that the Egyptians did when they framed words revolved or related to in the context of human anatomy, they used animal determinatives. Now listen to that closely. The Egyptians used animal determinatives when naming the human body. And to date, there's no research that I have found on the internet that it tells us why or for what reason they used animal determinatives. And to date, there is, the census, the overwhelming census is that they don't know why. Uh, they go into these evolutionary ideas that trying to express a relationship between the homonology of the relationship or the font or the affinity between humankind and animal, and they go into the evolutionary dogma and preach that when they try to figure out why the Egyptians used animal determinatives, just to show that that the human is related to the ape and this and that. So that's why they used animal determinatives. Ridiculous, absurdities. And I'm going to clear all that up when I demonstrate these discoveries today. I'm going to clear up um, the enigma behind why the Egyptians used animal determinatives in naming the human anatomy. You may be able to pick up just in what I'm saying, what I'm indicating. They used animal determinatives naming the human body because quite literally and quite irrefutably, and I'll demonstrate, the human body, when turned and viewed from different directions, produces upon its surface geometry the exact symmetric proportional shapes of animals. And to date, in what I've done, I've tracked literally hundreds of animals. They won't be similar to, they won't just look kind of like. They are exactly symmetrically proportionally. Eyes, ears, mouth is represented on the human anatomy. So it would make sense if that were true, and we'll see if that's true eventually, it would kind of maybe open the discussion to a more broad uh, or encourage more broad study and research into information as it's disseminated throughout nature, and information as necessarily being recorded on the surface geometry of everything in nature. But anyway, really got distracted there. Here we see maybe another heel. Let's take this out here for a minute. Well, let's don't do it that way. Let's copy it, paste. Again, we might see an ability to carry on this, expand this picture. That could be, let's turn it 90, turn it 90. See, that dark line is not compatible with the way the light shines, so that wouldn't look right. Kind of see a continuation maybe there. Still, we would have a cut. Basically, we've got this flipped around. Basically, we got the same shape there. This here is running this way. Now we kind of, we don't want to get too big with this. We want to drop everything down to size a little bit. Rotate 90. And rotate vertical, and I'm not going to fool with it anymore. Cut. So let's do this. Let's take the negative space here and see what we can do with that. Just pick an area here. And try to keep this picture looking natural versus sci-fi. We could make this, given this geometry, we could make it into a very interesting kind of a new age, contemporary piece of artwork. But I'm going to try to keep it with more a natural feel at this point. Let's go ahead and do this here. Get a different view. Rotate 90. Rotate 90. What I'm going to do is just kind of show you this here. Let's kind of give you an idea of what I saw there. But anyway, maybe we'll work with that eventually, because there's an infinite amount of geometry happening on the body. I can find geometric parts of the body to frame this lion's face to look exactly like a lion. But we'll get to that. Kind of like this little strange little thing going on here. We'll try to put some animation in the picture, so obviously we would have to be going from zero motion objects, mass objects that are not in motion, and try to create the animals that are in motion. So we'll seek to do that. Kind of looks like a pug. There you go. It's an interesting little creature. But for now we'll again stay with the picture. We could put him in there. Well, let's see what we got here. A little slight addition that's deviating from the what's really found there, but let's just see what he would look like if we took him out of his little empty little environment here and placed him in a place to run around in the snow. I'll tell you what, let's do this. If we don't lose a lot of, let's go ahead and diminish this in particular image. And let's see if we couldn't, a little bit too much there, but let's do this, rotate, vertical. Anytime you want to flip an object completely all the way around, rotate it vertical and then rotate it 180 degrees. Maybe we could put the little dog in here somewhere. We'd have to find his body. He lost his body. Maybe he's buried in the snow here. Actually, it kind of resembles one of those little wolverine or something from a small perspective. A little badger or something out in the snow hunting. So we'll tell you what, we're going to reserve the right to put him in the picture later on. Right now we're going to go ahead and take this out. I'm kind of embarrassed at this point that I've not gotten beyond this, but using your creative imagination sometimes is, if you want something to be correct and just the way it feels good to you, sometimes it takes a lot of time devoted to the mental process. We're going to take this out, cut. Nope, wrong. Already got you down here. Okay. Now I'm really starting to visualize these images if they're inverted as a color. And I've done this long enough to where I can pretty much visualize what the image would look like if it's inverted color before I even. Molly, what do you need? What's up? What? Quiet. Okay. Let's try this image. This is a very hard thing to do. Take a picture of my back while using the mouse with the mouse pad in my hand. That was hard. But I'm seeing some really nice stuff going on here. We can incorporate some man-made stuff with this, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this, the redundancy of art, paste, invert. Okay. Now, I know immediately I'm fancied by this. Let's do this again here. I didn't get the full image. Cut it off. Okay. Copy. Promise you I'll only say copy and paste about 50 times through the course of this video. Anything beyond 50 times would be excessive, inordinate.